welcome everyone to Division 1 semifinal match between Exodus and 6th Airborne Raiders. This is Axhawk, joined today with Dadbod. Dadbod, hey, say hi to everyone for us today.
How's it going, everybody?
I am excited. After the match that we had last weekend, I am excited for today because of that reason. Let's break it down real quick. So, I mean, what a match. We saw Exodus lose the point with around three minutes left?
13.
Oh, 18. Yeah, okay. It felt like less. But then it comes down, we're like, okay, they're not gonna win. And then it comes down to 18 seconds. They capture the point back with 18 seconds left. Amazing, incredible. So shout out to them for that. I'm thinking we're going to see another amazing match today. I don't know about you, but
I couldn't believe it. I mean, it was just an amazing match. It was down to the wire, and Exodus deserved that win, and they got it, and they proved they wanted it. So they're here now.
For sure. So let's take a look here at this. So I mean, let's take a look. So what we got here is, let's look at the bracket. Looks like it hasn't been updated yet, but so Exodus has moved on. So it's now 6 Airborne Exodus. We got the match tomorrow. We'll be casting it here live for match 2B against Tacos and Legion, or Tactical Collective. They're going to be playing tomorrow. I'm excited for that match as well. But definitely got a lot in hail. Final standings. Let's see what we got there, or what that all entails once it comes up here. Here's your final standings. So you got 6 Taco, Legion, Merc. I think we looked at these last week. Well, obviously they're final. They're not going to change. So I don't know what your complete thoughts are on this.
I mean, I gotta say, with Exodus being 1-4 and 6th Airborne being 4-0, I think Exodus is gonna have a tough match. But I think, as we saw last week, they won it, and I think they're gonna bring their A game. And I think 6th Airborne might underestimate their opponents.
Yeah, for sure. So, well, I think we're just waiting for a map flip here. Once the map flip happens, we can definitely go live, or at least to the action. So, um, definitely something interesting here. I'm waiting in the chat, doing a few things. I'll let you at least break down some of the other teams. I don't know if you got to see any of the matches or not.
I did get to see one between, I believe it was We Raised the Bar and maybe ROFS. I can't exactly remember, but it was a good match. It was on Purple Heart Lane. I haven't seen any Division 4s or 3, but I've definitely watched Division 2 and 1, and it's been an interesting experience watching as a PC comp player, watching this console comp.
Yeah, it's definitely a different experience. Something very interesting to watch. I might add. It's nothing that I've really come across before. I really like the uniqueness of this. And I've been really enjoying every single match that we've come across.
I mean, each match has come across. It's been different. I mean, I've learned a lot. I've seen a lot from it, and it's just incredible how each match is so different.
For sure. So I'm intrigued to see what we have today. We might actually have something go into effect here that we may not have ever had before. I'm looking at some things. It's making me a little nervous on how it's shaking out here. Um, I don't see it updating yet, but we're gonna keep an eye on one thing here, and see if we can get it to work. But I think I might have something in store for us today if we can get it to work. So you
Well,
guys
that's
are gonna see
always
a
half the battle.
yeah, you guys are gonna see a little sneak peek here just as we test it and see if it's working. Uh, I don't think it is, but let's
I do see biggest dickest with yes, there we go, multiple.
yeah, yeah, we'll see, we'll see. I don't think it's slightly working. We are getting a map flip here, so we're gonna switch on over once we get in here. Once again, let's go over TPL rules. So I'll let you go over that while I'm getting put into the match here.
For sure. So, as always, we have one man arty, no reloaders, indestructible nodes, and the Panthers are banned because everybody knows the Panthers are overpowered. You know, typical stuff that we see in I feel like pretty much every competitive league, whether it be PC or um, console here, I think is a pretty standard rule set.
Yeah, it's definitely a pretty standard rule set. Something that you see, I don't know, maybe regularly, I guess you could say.
You know what? I would almost say so. I mean, with the Panther being banned, we're obviously going to see Tigers, um, and I'm excited to see what AT has in store for this.
Yeah, I am too. So, definitely good. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip on over. We have around a minute 30 here, till we go, I guess, live per se from here. But here we go. As you guys kind of look in here, everyone's getting kind of ready. We got everyone kind of here.
Absolutely, it looks like we got anti-tank Frank, who maybe will do some tank killing for us, huh?
Maybe we might be okay. Let's take a look at the set. Ooh, okay. So we got Hospice as the center. Another 1, 2, 3 lined up perfectly. You know, I think they're doing this on purpose. I really like these setups when they're back to back to back to back when they're in a single file like that. You know, I really think it makes the gameplay that much better for competitive. It really tests the players here because it kind of holds them to a single side of the map. It really um, makes the map smaller, and we really see a lot better gameplay that way, I think.
Most definitely. I think overall it makes it more interesting. You know, you're not really seeing a shift in the lines as much. What you're really seeing is a continuous line moving forward and occasional flanks as well as we watch the Luke's drift there.
Yeah. So he's waiting. He's got 10 seconds here. We're about to go. I'm going to switch over to the scoreboard as we go live here.
And it has begun.
And I'm going to kind of push towards Hospice here as we just watch everyone kind of move in. You can see mostly a convoy. You have some people straying off, but everyone's kind of sticking together here. So something to look forward to or look at. Let's take a look on this side. Oh, we got Trojan coming up kind of by himself here. Oh, here we go. Got a few as they drive by, hop out. That's a common tactic you'll see here as they get closer to the midpoint. They'll get their garrisons, outposts, all that kind of set up as their game plan unfolds.
It does look like we do have some infantry in the north, which I am excited to see, as we do see rocket snipes going off. You
Yeah,
know,
so
I would say I think that key fight will be in the north, actually.
yeah, so
Um,
let's go over to our first person here. I mean, we got the camera today, so let's look at Harley here. He's the one that's on the camera.
getting up that important outpost right before point.
I mean, as we're watching this, to the how close he is, the detail, I am loving this right now. This is not something you get to see very often on these streams.
For
I mean,
sure,
he is
it
right
is
in the
something
middle of
special.
all of this. As I pan out here, this is what it looks like from above.
Oh man.
So let's go back to Harley as we look at the intensity here. Oh, as he gets taken out, just there's
But
pure
that name
chaos.
might get him. Oh no, just barely he got out.
Yeah, so you can see that cap progress from 6 Airborne already taking effect. They're at 50% cap here on mid.
Once again, I think that northern fight is going to be huge. The Allies do have a favorable push down that road, and holding Hospice, it is a lot easier to kill from that northeast side of the map. But I would definitely not underestimate those wheat fields.
Yeah, and as we're looking at Harley here, he's gonna have a face-off here just to the left of that. Oh, if he doesn't, oh, I was about to say, I'm like, he had the map up. I thought he was gonna get taken down. He's got crawling. Like if we look top here, he's got plenty of people coming in here. So we're gonna see.
Yeah.
Oh, they do not take a right.
As Crawley and Tierney trade.
Down goes Harley.
It was Harley. Yeah, that's unfortunate to see.
So a few takeaways. Whew, as Artie's just continuing to hit on certain areas, we're gonna see a lot of tank battles, I think, over here on this section. Definitely one of the few areas that I think a tank can go through just fine, but not putting too much of risk of being taken out.
I would definitely say that is the truth. Going through that town center is just not a good idea. You know, you got so much corners and hidey holes for your AT to be hiding in and just come up behind you and take you out.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot there. So it's definitely something that's hard to see. We'll see what goes on here.
You know, and it is unfortunate because as the Allies, you cannot front pin the armor of that P4, but as the Axis, you actually can pin the front of a medium, which is a huge advantage.
Yeah.
So
yeah, if you can actually make it work and you can do that, that is a big advantage there. I'm waiting to see. So if you look at the top of the screen, I don't know if you can see it, but way out there, there's definitely a tank battle about to occur. As you just seen Artie continue to hit one shot on that small armored vehicle right there from, I believe, what's a Sherman out there.
yes, that is a medium for the Allies. You know, I wonder if this medium's going to start pushing up, closing that gap, and possibly taking that Lux out. You know,
I mean,
and that Lux is doing a lot of damage there in the north.
yeah,
It's really holding.
Yeah, and
sticks.
what's crazy is that no one's capped yet. I mean, we have a solid line here. It's at 50% cap. No one's taking it. The tank's just continuing to push up here. Let's go take a look at this line. I know that tank's getting closer. I just want to do a quick sweep here. Just take a look at this. Just crazy. Just crazy.
I think we're about to see this tank battle right here, right now, as this P4 is pushing up. You know, and actually that medium from the Allies seems to be looking directly at it, so I wonder if they're able to see each other.
I think they're just slightly... Oh, as it looks like there was a satchel on the small one that just went off.
I would say so. Oh, and the medium pushes forward but misses its shot, which is unfortunate, and they get hit. And the P4 is gonna move forward and try and get a shot. Oh, but it ricks. And down goes the P4. What an unfortunate ricochet.
That's crazy. I mean, we're just not. Look at the damage there. Already starting to come and get a little bit closer. So we found out, at least I found out on the PC side, when artillery comes in, it's very deadly to tanks now with one of the recent updates. So you can definitely take out tanks with bombing runs now. I'm sorry, bombing runs.
Yeah, actually, we come to find out that you can take down a medium with a bombing run, which is amazing.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's incredible. I mean, it's definitely a game changer compared to what we've had in the past with this game. Constantly improving. Team 17 continues to add new content to the game. Speaking of that, we have a new map coming out soon.
Yes, Tobruk. I'm excited for it. I didn't get to play the PTE, but I definitely watched a lot of gameplay of it, and it is an interesting map. Once again, it is the Axis, the Germans, and the British.
Yeah, so it should be good. You don't really see a whole lot of British factions on these maps, so so it'll be definitely good.
A good British map is hard to find, I think.
Yeah, and most of them are desert. If maybe all of them are.
Driel.
Ah, that's right, Driel. I like that map. That is a beautiful map.
Driel is one of my favorite maps, actually. You know, outside of the comp scene, I think Driel is a fantastic public map. But El Alameин's not a good map for public, and it's not a good map for comp.
Yeah, and I just want to point out that 6th Airborne has taken cap officially now, so it is 3-2. May have missed that slightly, but I did notice that they did take it. So it is now 3-2 with that automatic scoreboard. We don't miss any of that turning.
And it looks like we do have an airhead coming down on the point from Exodus.
And that bombing run's going to come in and take her out. 3 or 4 people right there. 3 or 4 guys are in that point.
Now, I think Chinoo's going to end up taking down that airhead, and it looks like he will as he goes prone.
All right, so down goes the airhead. So we're tuned in to Harley. Harley's taking fire here. Let's see if he can get out of this sticky situation. He's got a couple people. Oh, he goes down. So Harley was right here on the house, so you could see he was taken out by those two right here in front of your screen. So
that was an unfortunate play.
We'll keep an eye on Harley and see how that progresses for him.
And now it looks like we have 2 tanks, a 76 and a Sherman medium here. Up against possibly, is that a Tiger back there?
That's what I'm trying to find here. It's all green, so it's not like it's sticking out completely.
Yeah, that is going to be our Tiger. You know, with a 2 tank disadvantage, that's gonna cause some concerns and some issues. I definitely think that this Tiger is gonna need to back up a little bit and hold that corner.
Yeah, so that's who your tank crew is on the Tiger. If you guys can see him, there's a lot of people behind him here. All right, so inspect anti-tank Frank and Slaughter. So we'll see. I'll try to get a better view here for you as we
anti-tank Frank seems to be pretty pro-tank to me.
I mean, if you're in a tank and you're helping assist with that, you're gonna have to be pro-tank. So it looks like one of them already took a hit, getting some good damage there. Tiger looks unscathed. As it should.
You know, I almost hope I see an engineer and a support player coming in back there. I hope they're going to build a repair station, because they are most definitely going to need it.
Yeah.
Hopefully that.
Oh, and I think there goes your repair station on the other end.
I would say so.
So there's a good hit from the Allies side, which is
they take out their repair station just to our left here.
Yep, so they're just trading shots here. No tanks getting taken out yet. They are.
Oh, Tiger hits the 76. 76 is going to back up now and take a hard left. And Tiger is unfortunately going to miss that kill.
All right, so I mean we're watching here. I'm waiting for someone to get hit and taken out here. We're just trading shots. They're just ricocheting or they're just absorbing it. So pretty
Most
crazy
definitely.
here.
Now, I wonder if... Oh, and that medium just got tracked by artillery. If he can hit him again a couple more times, he might just end up doing damage here.
So I'm just waiting for this shot. I mean, they can clearly see each other. Just when are they going to shoot? Or can they? Oh, he's just barely. Look at that.
Yeah, and I think this medium can't... knows that they're in trouble. They can't repair, so they're just going to move forward and go anyways, even though they're going to be one shot no matter what to a Tiger.
Yeah, I mean, that Tiger's right there. It looks like they have 3 guys back there kind of watching it. There goes the smoke first. That's a smart move. Maybe you're going to blindly fire through it.
You know, I'm almost wondering if they're waiting to get a ping on it and then have that 76 push out.
Ooh, as artillery is just a little bit off. It was very close to taking out that tank, or at least giving it some damage. So we'll keep an eye on that. But as we're looking over here, there's still a big line that you can clearly see forming here between our Exodus and 6th Airborne. Airborne's still trying to push up to the road. They haven't gotten there quite yet. 6th Airborne has come across and kind of pushed them out. That's the reason why they're maintaining that cap.
Most definitely, I think we're going to see hopefully some better tank battles here. Because it looks like our engineer, Riley, is going to repair for 6th Airborne on that tank. We got 2 repair stations sitting on... Oh, nope, just one. Just one.
Yeah, he's got one. The other one's the one that we saw get destroyed. So that one's out. I just can't believe that these tanks are still alive. Like, they're just holding back here. I think we might see that supply truck get taken out here soon. But, I mean, the Tiger's not wanting to push up. It understands it has to stay here. You cannot give up that ground, because if you move, you know, that's going to be a big push for 6th Airborne. So let's go over to Harley, see what he's doing. It looks like he's pushing up on that line that we showed earlier and might get into a little bit of a shootout here. So he's going to throw a grenade.
That is the best call for clearing those courtyards, is to use that.
Yeah, so see, there goes one. See if he continues to take him out. It looks like if I go to the top view here, got a little bit coming here. Crawley and him's gonna continue to meet up here. Let's see. Oh, Crawley took the backside here, the wrap around. I don't think they're gonna see each other.
You know, I don't think they will either. I think Harley's going to sit right here and keep moving up. Oh, Puddles gets taken out behind Harley, and I'm wondering now if he is going to turn around.
So Crawley actually did get taken out by Fog 61. So we'll continue to watch this push as Harley's making good gain here. And as we're watching this, they're actually 6 Airborne's already capping on the next point. So I'm gonna go over here and just, I know we don't want to pull away because they're clearing a house, but I just wanted to point out there's around 2 squad members from 6 Airborne as I push over here, starting to push in, which is getting a little bit of a cap because there's only around 2 people on point. So it looks like we're getting more to help push that away, but definitely got to take care of this group coming in, as there is a small infantry tank coming to hopefully help out with that.
Yeah, it would appear so, and it looks like they're pulling from that front line, so we're actually seeing that fade a little bit. And our tanks appear to be just in the same position.
Yeah, the tanks just aren't moving. I think we're gonna see a stalemate here until we get closer to the end. Then you'll start to see a little bit more of a push, especially if Exodus needs to push that middle point to really win the game. Because, you know, right now you're battling to just keep your ground, keep your ground. There's really no reason to do a full push, especially this early in the match.
100%. I think that 76 is definitely playing well. He knows that he can't be too aggressive because his team is counting on him to hold down that wheat field so they can move forward. I mean, wheat fields are always hard to control. You just gotta throw nades, lob nades everywhere you go in a wheat field, throw satchels down, clear out that wheat field at all costs.
Yeah, so let's kind of zoom in here. We're really starting to see kind of a push up. I'm not really sure where we need to focus on here with how much these lines are forming. I mean, we could go anywhere down here and see some battles going on. It is all infantry, no armor.
I'm hoping to see that maybe Exodus get another tank up and possibly push up with the infantry.
As we saw Harley get taken out while crossing the road. You can see that road that he just crossed right in front of us here is heavily guarded by Wilco, the doctor, and little backpack just got taken out. But those are the two that were really trying to hold that point and keeping his squad from progressing.
Yeah. You know, the player formerly known as Backpack, I think is what we'll call him now.
So you can still see these lines are truly formed here as we go through here. Definitely something you wouldn't see in a regular, just run-of-the-mill public match is these lines. That's for sure, Dad Bod. So,
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's no chance in the world I think we would ever see a line like this forming in a public match. You know, in all the public matches I've ever played, I've never seen a line like this. And you know, even some competitive games sometimes don't have a line as nice as that. But it is definitely an ever-growing line. It seems to be, as you know. Well, I think they might end up losing this map edge.
yeah, they're definitely starting to get some progression. And is that tank still there? Yeah, that tank's still there. So as long as the tank does its job, stays there, now it has 3 repair stations there, which is, so it's well definitely got its health there, which is crazy. It seems that job is just kind of a field gun at this point. It's not going anywhere anytime soon.
No, it is buried like a tick.
Yeah,
I mean, it is in there.
So we're starting to see some cap progression. They're at around, I'd say 15, maybe 20%, getting closer to that 25% cap progress here from Exodus. 6th Airborne is starting to kind of get pushed back a little bit to the street like we talked about, but they're starting to make some headway here as we're kind of zooming in. A big area that we've seen a lot of combat here is this alleyway behind the buildings.
That is unfortunately always going to be in the favor of those who are pushing out and not in. You know, there's so many corners for them to hide in that Exodus is going to really have to just continuously satchel the area in order to make any headway.
Yeah, and I'm waiting for Harley. He's slowly pushing up, so as soon as he gets closer to the action, we'll switch over. But dang, just look at this. All right, he's pushing in, so we're gonna take a look here. You can see the smoke in this game. Like, we see it from above. You're like, oh yeah, why didn't they see that person? Well, that's the reason why. You get this smoke in there, and you can't see nothing when you're on the ground.
Oh, 100%. And you know, once again, we are on console, guys, so you got to remember that there are no filters. This is a pure skill match, is what you're seeing, is pure skill.
It's the way we like it. All right, so we see a bombing run coming in on the backside here. That's definitely an Exodus bombing run here. as they're trying to weed out any outposts that may be in those trees. Looks like that tank that's in there also came out unscathed. So didn't look like it took out a whole lot of people, but it may have taken out anything that was in there to help with spawning. So that might have been a great bombing run on, you know, spawning in wise, making sure it's harder to maintain the midpoint. But as for taking out squads or anything like that for a push, no, that's not what it's done for. That's more for later on. This one was more for right now, just trying to get an edge.
And it looks like we're seeing a, is that a P4? That is a P4. Just headed back. Oh, as he's getting hit by Artie.
Yeah, he's just barely making it back there. So
if I were him, I'd head to those 3 repair stations.
Yeah, well, I think that's reserved for the heavy. It seems like that's kind of its VIP spot. So
no kidding. As we look to the right there, actually, there's a satchel up on that hedgerow. It's about to go off behind us. Possibly take out, and it does take out Crawley. That enables them to get a good spawn wave off, and they'll actually be able to make some ground here.
Yeah, I think they were looking for that outpost, and I think they thought it was closer than what it was, but that's actually a smart play by Exodus having it further back, because they probably realize that they're going to try that during the match, trying to put satchels down in case there's an outpost just on the other side there.
For sure, and you know, I think that was a good call by Exodus for putting that down, and it looks like it might be a good call just to put another one there. Looks like actually 6th Airborne might be trying to do that at the moment.
Yeah, so we're seeing a good mix here. You're still seeing 6th Airborne kind of more on the front side. You know, they have control over the front of the road here, so they're the ones that are pushing into Exodus territory. They definitely have the edge here for right now.
Absolutely, I think we'll continue to see that, especially in this eastern side here, as we look at the Rug Doctor and all of them just hidden up in that building. It looks like.
So I'm not sure what the small tank is doing at this point. I mean, just trying to push up, going through things. There's no friendly infantry with it, so it's going to be prone to any type of satchels, any rockets, you know, anything like that, as it barely misses one right there.
Actually ricochets, and it looks like Jack Goff actually seems to kill the AT guy, saving this light tank, and that light tank is coming back for revenge.
As Pilot just gets a hit on it.
He just barely missed it, looked like.
So it looks like Pilot got taken out. So we're starting to see a little bit more, you know, down to the south here. Starting to see just a little bit more, as you saw something explode there to our left. I'm going to switch over to Harley. Harley's actually by that tank that's just sitting over there. So it looks like they're taking fire, as you can see as his screen's blurry like that. That indicates taking fire. That's crazy. So they're definitely still having a push over on that north side as he's continuing to take heavy fire. We're going to switch back here to my camera. As you can see now, that 6th Airborne has kind of pushed into where the Exodus guys are over here. We're going to kind of zoom in, but Neo just take out 3 guys, maybe with a nice grenade throw, as he throws another one here just to make sure that he got the job done, and gets taken out by Marlakai. All right.
And actually, I think we just saw that 6th Airborne contested the point for a moment, but it looks like Exodus is defending quite well at the moment.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to take it on the backside here. They've done a pretty good job at keeping them off. 6th Airborne doesn't want to do a big push because, I mean, if you do a big push, you have enough Exodus guys on the main point where there's a good chance you might lose it.
For sure, and I think what we're gonna end up seeing is actually Exodus is losing the point at the moment, and possibly we might watch them get their garrison taken out on point.
So I'm going to assume back here. So right now it's just a pinch of salt on the point here, capping. You're starting to see war and 1SG come in. So, oh, Marlikai is the one that we saw earlier in the middle of town center there. Looks like we have Bed over there. So we got Twiggy and Kale coming in to help defend the point here. Will they get or find where a pinch of salt is, take him out, or find Bed? But Bed picks off Kale.
And it looks like Banksy picks off a pinch of salt. So it looks like we're going to end up being defending here on Exodus's second point. But I still think we're going to see quite a bit more infantry pushing on this point, as they know, well, Exodus is a little weak on the defense in numbers.
Yeah, they don't really have a whole lot of strong spawns in that area. So it is a weak spot for them. I don't think they were expecting any of 6th Airborne guys to go all the way back here up towards the south to southwest side here that we're currently looking at.
100%. I think what we're going to see here is the Rug Doctor up in that 3-story. I think we're going to continue to see him there. And just, really, I would suggest that 6th Airborne gets a machine gun in that window. I mean, the amount of kills you can get is incredible.
Yeah, I think what you're talking about is the window on the shack here that I'm about to tune to. I mean, I know Harley's kind of in the middle of everything, but I think you're talking about this point right here where it kind of has a view over this way, and then you also can view out this way. I mean, it's a little bit of cover. I think there's another one over here. Yeah, so there's definitely points within the barn that you could use to really wreak havoc, as we see a pinch of salt coming back here.
Real common Gary spot is just in between that doorway. And I'm surprised we're not seeing it, but I'm also kind of wondering here, do they have a garrison at all on the point? It
I'm
doesn't
not
look like it.
seeing one as we go around.
Really not either, and I think that's an effect of, I just don't think there is one. But somehow they are defending the point.
I think part of it is they have enough people spread out in the cap area. They also may be using reinforce this time as well. They are not. So I think at this point, it's just they have enough people in the cap area to defend it. Yeah, because you look, you have top left there, you got Zombie, you got Twiggy. I think Black's close enough. And you got Tex maybe helping with effects, so they're all equaling each other out.
Which is incredible, the fact that they just have enough people in the Foursquare that just having nobody in the cap point is doing anything.
I know, I mean, oh, as we see, it looks like something just went down in the middle there. It looks like our tank. Yeah, tank just got taken out on the main road.
Looks like a 76 to me.
Looks like they were finally pushing up, and now we see why. As soon as they pushed up, they got taken out. We'll go over to Harley here. Harley's pushing on midpoint here. Got 2 guys coming in. Ooh, gets taken out. Corey, pilots. and Drew BQ were the three that were really pushing on Harley there.
You know, I'm wondering, looking at this now, obviously 6th Airborne's at a disadvantage being behind a tank. Are we going to see 6th Airborne recalling some of their guys off of offense to assist in this defensive cap now that they're missing a tank?
Oh, let's
But
see if
it looks like they
pilots.
may not need to.
Look at that. That was pretty impressive. Man, I might add on taking that. Wow, that's how you clear a house right there. Or in this case, a barn.
And it looks like we're almost half capped by 6th Airborne on the next point here. They only have 2 guys in the point.
Yeah, and you can see they're really spread out like we were talking about. You got Zombie. It looks like you got Harley coming in now.
Big
Hope.
wave coming in
Yeah, definitely got to get
on
an
the
outpost
offense.
down.
It looks like they're sending all bodies back to defense, it looks like. They can test the point, and it looks like they're going to start defending here.
So Harley, oh, just barely dodges some artillery there coming in to the point. We'll see if he gets taken out by anyone here, but he's making his way to the cap point. Just in the middle, checking the map, might get taken out there. I would lay down. Harley, what you doing?
I mean, to me, that's absolutely wild to just stand in the middle. But it doesn't seem to hurt him as he is alive.
Yeah. All right, so he's trying to clear the area along with Joe Duke. Just those two down on the midpoint here. They're still continuing with this cap progress. Harley's about to find someone and gets taken out.
It looks like she was trying to protect that garrison that, I can't see if that's Malarkey. Looks like Malarkey is over here, and he is holding it. I'm sorry, Harley is a he.
All right, so here's the backup we've been waiting for here. Here's your wave coming in. They're going to try and push this out, stay together. They're getting taken out like flies, though, so we'll see if they can take this point. There's 2 progressors left here for 6th Airborne.
As artillery starts raining down right on Randleman's barn.
All right, as you can see, they're starting to get more and more on this cap point.
And now we're going to start seeing the contest here, but you know, I'm almost wondering whose arty is that? Is it I hope it's 6th Airborne's already coming in.
Well, if it's 6 Airbornes, then they just definitely got an Exodus guy out. If it's Exodus's guy, they just had a friendly fire. But you see that all the time in this game. It's once it gets taken off, was it 15 minutes? That seems excessive. I think it's less than that. But
You
it
know,
does
as
take
we
a lot.
saw, 6th Airborne tried to land an airhead on the point. It got taken out by, I believe it was a Warlock there who naded it. And now we're looking at 6th Airborne being cleared from the point here.
It looks like they definitely cleared the point. So we'll kind of go back to midpoint. We'll keep an eye on here with the cap progression. They definitely got to weed out some of these spawns. Definitely something to keep an eye on. But let's go take a look and see what's happening over here on midpoint. As you can see here, there has been a shift. So Exodus has now pushed across as 6 Airborne did a little bit of an offensive move on the next point. Will we see a midpoint cap here by Exodus with that push that occurred? Let's go to Harley.
I think they may have sent too much forward.
Yeah, I think you might be right on that, Dad Bod. Oh, Harley just misses the close quarters combat there and gets taken down. We gotta see an outpost or something in the middle there by Exodus to help just bringing troops right into the heart of hospice, I think would really help them here.
See, we got another 76 up on that northern road.
Way up top. All right, we're going to switch back here. So you just pointed out, as we saw some supplies get taken out there, or I believe repair station, this is the tank that you, it's still there. This is the one you point out. It's still there in the bushes, still fighting, probably the same tank that's over here possibly. Oh, did it get taken out? Oh, it looks like it did.
It did get taken out, and it looks like that tank is just gonna stay where it is at. It has no intentions of moving up.
Does not. I mean, why would you? You guys have the midpoint solidly locked down. That's a point where you just need to hold people from crossing, and that's a great protection point where you know you have troops around you, so you're not going to get satcheled. And you're kind of protected by artillery too with that tree cover.
Definitely. You know, I almost just wish they would, because I think it would be so interesting to see what they would go at. And you know, I'm noticing we have some interesting names here on console. Um, wow, just goat piss. Wonderful.
Let's focus on Jack here. He goes down. He was the last one standing here on that push from Exodus and it looks like they have cleared out all of the Exodus guys in the area. So that was a great push that we saw as we came off of that offensive push from 6 Airborne into the Exodus control of Hospice. Just didn't have enough to maintain it. And now you can see as Exodus has gone mostly on defensive here, they're just trying to get their guys out so they don't have a huge push or shift here on the map towards their next point here. Really starting to see a massive push. So here's something. Does Exodus truly have anything behind them yet where they could come in on hospice? Because if you're going to put an airhead down or something right now to make a shift, now is the time to do it. You have no one protecting hospice. 6th Airborne is going on a direct offensive right now, and you can clearly see it here with the game plan.
Reading the comments here, it looks like the screen may be frozen. Don't know when that was, but it says the screen was frozen in one of the comments here.
Interesting. Well, I'm not sure what's going on with that. I will definitely take a look. It is 30-minute delay, so we'll definitely see here what's going on with that. It may be during one of our talking points. It looks like it is frozen.
Well, for you, what you guys can't see, Exodus is controlling Hospice. They have moved up almost to that front row of houses here, and they are pushing past the wheat field on towards Exodus's defense point.
And this is why we don't do 30-minute streams. Well, let's take a look here. So I'm gonna take a look at a few things here. We'll see if we can get it to crack out here, but it shouldn't be frozen at all. Yeah, I don't know why. It's just on a strict frozen screen right now. Well, we'll continue to do this in case after it may catch up on the record. So we'll hold on to this. We'll continue to do this. And we'll just finish out the stream in hopes that that we get a good recording here. So all right, guys. So as you continue here, you're really starting to see Kale and everyone take over here from the match. Definitely, definitely a shift here. So you got Kale, you got Bed, you got Packback, got Wilco, got Corey, got Twiggy, Ghost, on the push here.
Don't forget Goat Piss.
Don't forget. I am going to ignore that one.
You know, it seems like 6th Airborne really has control of hospice, and now is really getting into pushing this root point. And I think that I think Exodus is going to need to try and spread out a little bit and try and get their tanks to maybe start taking out some infantry.
Yeah, definitely got to have some tank play involved here, as we're starting to see also a little bit of a push back over here because they're trying to get that wrap again, it looks like. But Exodus has a few guys over here, but it's looking like 6th Airborne might get that push on this side.
For sure, and I think if 6th Airborne's able to get to that 3-story that we're looking at Brittle, in, I think that will help them cap the point greatly. As if they get an MG 42 up in there, they're going to be able to pick everybody out that you're seeing right on this field. So I gotta say we need to see a squad lead from 6th Airborne getting up here, and I mean now if they really want to get an effective push going.
For sure, for sure. So I am seeing a little bit of something here. It's very interesting on how this is acting or portraying here. So I'm gonna do a quick refresh here. I think part of it is the the Japanese server that we have in effect here. The ping might just be slightly too high, and it's affecting a few things here, unfortunately, here today. Yeah, that's something that we didn't completely take into effect here, I don't think.
Yeah, unfortunately, with that high a ping, we're gonna see streaming quality is definitely gonna go through the gonna go through the floor.
Yeah, because I'm starting to see some things with the scoreboard where it's not wanting to do its timing, so that's having an issue, and then the streaming here is having an issue as well. But it is recorded, so we're gonna continue here. So we're starting to see a push here. So we got a couple of different guys coming in here on the middle point. So we got Ghost, you got Goat Piss, you got Barbecue. I mean, dang, like you're really starting to see that line form again. But we talked about this earlier. 6th Airborne has really had control over that wall right there, over the street here, and they've definitely shown their dominance here. Let's switch over to Harley here because he's right on the front lines here on that second backing. Let's see if they see those guys crossing here and can take them out. I don't think they're gonna see him here in time. Yeah, they're not even noticing. They have no idea that they're all the way over here. They're
You know,
focusing more on
and
the main road.
that's going to be a problem is obviously they understand that the main road is a key point, but I almost help but wonder, are they focusing too much on that main road?
Yeah, they might be focusing too much on that main road. I mean, it's definitely an issue, definitely something that they'll have to consider here. But I mean, definitely something that we can definitely take a look at. I'm gonna switch over here to our onboard, um, and we're just gonna kind of roll with it here. We're gonna go ahead and fix this so everyone gets caught up. Do the 39, and then this is 45, and we're just gonna go ahead and do this, and that way we actually have something physical. All right, so we got the clock going here. I'm gonna have to do it manually going forward. We're having some issues with it being a Japan server here. Um, Nothing to do with any of our server quality. It's is on me. This is me being all the way on the other side of the world with the with the server. So it's crazy that we can at least be in the match. It just proves the quality here by Qonzer, being able to be in the match, and then the fact that I'm having issues with the stream, that's on me, not them. So just wanted to point that out here. Great sponsor, great servers. The fact that I'm in the match here, we're not really having any issues other than the stream here and that little issue with the scoreboard. That's just wild. But as we continue here, you're gonna see it looks like we're starting to have those battle lines showing here in the front of the screen, but they have broken through here, Dad Bod, on the right side.
That's a tough place to be in where Crawley's at because it is just an open field with a singular tree almost, and some divots for you to hide behind. And I'm wondering if Crawley is gonna actually take out Harley here as we're looking. Harley is getting shot at and gets taken out, and I would almost assume that that might have been Crawley.
All right, so as we continue to look here, not a whole lot happening. We're just kind of waiting out here, keeping an eye with Harley as the main person here that we're watching.
Looks like we're starting to get a little movement from Exodus here in the south, or the east side of the map. Harley fires into the smoke. I got to give him props as, this once again is not their home server. It is not by any means their home server. They are playing a bit out in high ping. And it does show, unfortunately. As Harley gets taken out.
All right, so we're definitely taking a look at a few things here. So I'm gonna switch over here as you see up above. Got a few different things working for it. I mean,
Definitely looks like Exodus has made some ground back. Push
yeah,
them back out of that open field, and it looks like they're doing very well over there in the east.
yeah, we're starting to see Exodus is definitely trying to gain back a little bit. You don't see any red in the back here. Let's definitely just double check, do a sweep. Yeah, no red. So definitely seeing a red-blue line here as we're looking at the point here forward. So you're gonna seeing a squad the bottom middle left here, squad middle right. Let's kind of zoom in here and see what we got going on.
Once again, just a beautiful line by 6 Airborne. You know, they got people everywhere they seem to need them, and you know, I'm wondering now if we're gonna see an airhead from Exodus soon. Hopefully, maybe putting it a ways behind the point. You know, maybe trying to flank from a distance.
Yeah, you're just seeing them kind of just line up on that hedgerow right there and just defend it, the middle point. I don't know. We might see a push if it opens up from them. But at this point, I really wouldn't want to have a push from them. I don't think it's necessary to do it. I think if you have the midpoint here and you got a line established, just hold it.
Absolutely. I think what we really need to see is possibly Exodus getting an airhead on the point, is they don't really have much there, but obviously they don't know that.
Yeah, and I don't know if they know that they're lined up like this, but a bombing run right now would greatly help Exodus. Because I mean, if you get a bombing run in, and wipe them all out, that helps you at least get your ground back to where you were before when you started the match.
For sure, and I think what we really could use is just a recon here. Maybe a flare even at this point, as we're watching that line kind of break from 6th Airborne, and they're starting to turtle up on the main road here.
Yeah, so we're definitely seeing something here that's a little interesting, but it's not the end of the world, so we'll definitely continue to watch this. Dang, they're really starting to take hold here, aren't they? You're starting to see a little bit of, you have Jack in the background, you got Randall Man, you have a few people starting to spawn in the back here. Maybe that will change a few things. You have a bombing run. I don't think that's Exodus on the far side. What do you think?
You know, I'm wondering
I
if
didn't see a whole lot of fighting going on over there. I really don't think that was the area you wanted to put your waste your resources on for that bombing run. I would have done it more towards the east. You know, that's where you're trying to progress to. You're gonna want to put a bombing run in there, because that's, in my opinion, what's always is the most, at least watching these past matches, the most defended. You're always gonna have the most amount of people between the other team and your next cap point. So that's where I would have put the bombing run, just out of whim, without even hesitating on getting a recon up. I would have just put it down in that area, knowing that that's probably going to be the heaviest defended area, and it's been that the entire match, as we've seen. Um,
yeah, and I'd have to agree. I mean, I don't know why or what the thought process was there, but I mean, just imagine it. They put it right down this line. I mean, even you can clearly see that your infantry is stuck right here. There's somebody has to be in front of them that is holding them. So, you know, the question is why put it there instead of there.
yeah, so not sure what we'll have going on here. I'm just looking at everyone. We're starting to see a lot more come in the middle, and maybe we'll start to see some cap progress, as they have shifted off the midpoint. So that is something that we'll have to keep an eye on. I'm also not seeing a whole lot of red. I don't know if you're seeing it as well, but I am personally am not seeing a whole lot of red.
No, I'm not. I do see some spawning back at an OP, it looks like. But, I did notice that, oh, one goes down over there in the north. Just little G left. Will he make it? Because he is the only hope that it looks like maybe a pinch of salt can come in and do some cleanup too. But it does look like that the right side of the road is still controlled by 6th Airborne. And if we can continue to see Fog possibly getting a satchel down on this heavy here. Oh, Fog gets killed before he's able to get the satchel down.
Yeah, so we'll see what's kind of going on here, how it's looking, but some of this is looking like I'm thinking we might see some cat progression. Let's take a look at Harley as we switch over to Harley. Harley's in the middle of the midpoint, and I'm gonna zoom out here as Harley has no one around him. It's cleared out. There's really no line anymore. That line we saw earlier is gone. It's cleared out. You see a little bit on this side, but this is now a match that has spread out to everyone. So it is kind of all over the place. We no longer have, this is Exodus, this is 6th Airborne. It's kind of a mix at this point.
It seems to be a yin and yang situation where they're kind of Exodus is wrapping over there towards church and coming up towards hospice, and 6th Airborne's just going right down the main road.
Yeah,
Uh, they're kind of wrapping around each other here. So the question is, who will wrap who first and start the cap process?
for sure. I mean, we're seeing a lot of it. So let's have to wait and see. We got around 28 minutes left in the match here, and I'm curious to see how this kind of ends.
For sure, and as we have seen on our scoreboard, 6th Airborne is 4-0, and Exodus is 1-4 at this very moment. Uh, but nonetheless, Exodus clearly um, is putting up a great fight as they are once again a newer team that is formed. And I just got to say, Exodus is doing a great job and definitely rooting for him here as the underdogs.
For sure. So let's go over to Harley. Harley's kind of got the only first person camera today, and he's just helping defend the mid road. I'm not seeing a whole lot of people coming up yet. I mean, if we zoom out here, you're gonna see he's at the middle left of the screen, and no one's pushing yet. They're starting to reform those lines, and we're not seeing a whole lot happening here.
Yeah, see the line form back up from 6th Airborne, which is a good call. They were starting to get a little sloppy on their line there, but they recognized and they are regrouping and retasking. As Harley gets taken out here, gets TK'd. With 30 minutes left, you gotta start making some moves and making some attempts. Sending an airhead now, you leave enough time for you to be able to have one more airhead. You know, it's now to send to have two airheads, or you gotta save it until the right moment at the very end. But I hope to see an airhead from Exodus here any moment, possibly followed up with a bombing run once they have it. we're not really. I haven't really seen Exodus's tanks at all this match, besides the very beginning. Um, it seems like they've been getting taken out, and it does seem like Six Airborne does have a tank advantage at the moment. Um, as we saw, 176 pushing up, and another one was near the defense point uh, on the west side. Wondering when. Oh, and it appears we do have an a tank from Exodus there. It looks like it may be a medium. Can't really tell. Oh, that is a tiger. No, that is a medium. Yeah, we are looking at a medium versus a heavy, which is never a good situation to be in. With that tank's sitting stationary, maybe Exodus will actually throw a precision down here and take out that heavy, and it looks like we just might see this P4 being taken out here as we do by the heavy. Oh, did it? It got taken out by Cryptic. Hmm? Looks like Mister here is almost got completely surrounded, but ended up taking Warlock out just to get taken out by Elan. Trojans coming up, possibly will take out Brittle here. Nope, he is gonna meet face to face. He is just moving and grooving.